Good evening. It's John, the motorcycles, music, and money guy, coming to you tonight. Going to do a short financial literacy video. I've been doing a lot of music videos lately, some shorts, Can You Guess the Song, a couple of music videos, a my favorite Jimmy Buffett song when right after he passed away. It's on my channel, but not a whole lot of financial content. No motorcycles content. We'll start that back up as well. But what I'm going to do tonight is just a quick financial literacy video, probably 7 or 8 minutes on compound interest. Compound interest is something we've all heard about, probably went to the bank as a kid, started up a savings account, went back and they, credited us some interest. Went back the next year thinking, okay, we'll get that much money, maybe a dime or a quarter, but we actually got a penny more, for example. That's compound interest at work. The money is earning interest, but the interest you previously earned is also earning interest. And that's basically how compound interest works. I'm going to show you a little bit more about it, show you some illustrations to further explain how compound interest works. First, let's talk about this guy right here. Got to find where my cursor is. Albert Einstein, probably one of the smartest guys that's ever lived. He's gone, passed away over 60 years ago, but he said that compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. And the guy knew about the wonders of the world, right? He discovered atomic energy, theory of relativity, all kinds of amazing stuff. His estate still earns millions of dollars a year from the money that he has working from those patents and discoveries. Actually earns more in interest most years than most people make. He also said something very important that said those who understand compound interest earn it, and those who don't will pay it. We'll get back to that in just a minute. So let's talk about how compound interest works. Now, there's a formula that somebody like Albert Einstein could understand on how to figure out compound interest. I don't understand it. It's got symbols in there that I didn't learn in algebra, and I wasn't really good at calculus. But the rule of 72 says that if we take the interest rate that we're earning, we divide it into the number 72, that will tell us how many years it takes our money to double. Simple example to start with. Let's say you're making 1%. Well, 1 goes into 72 times. Pretty easy math. I don't know about you, but I'm hoping to get a 72-year period and maybe a little bit extra. But I don't have two 72-year periods to wait for my money to double a second time. So we need to stay away from 1% interest. Let me show you another example, and this is going to show you the power of small changes in interest rates. Let's say there are three triplets. These are all sisters. It's just a little easier for me. That's the way I learned this. They have a great aunt, great uncle that love them, and the great aunt and uncle have plenty of money. So they say, we're going to give each one of you girls $5,000. We want you to invest it for your retirement. So put it somewhere earning an interest rate for the time you're 29 until you're 65. So each of the girls takes their $5,000. The first girl, she doesn't want to worry about it. She wants to do what's simple. Mom and dad always use the bank. She goes down to the bank. And nowadays, the bankers are paying better interest. Remember that 1%? That used to be a great interest rate for what they were paying. They were paying like 0.25%. That's even worse. But say, the banker can give her 4% because she's going to leave her money there until she's 65. And he says, hey, over that long of a period of time, I'll give you 4%. Well, 4 goes into 72 18 times. So her money's going to double every 18 years. So at 47, she has 10,000, and at 65, she has 20,000. Not an impressive number, but at the same time, the concept is important. She put 5,000 in the bank, never added to it, never took money out, and she has 20,000 36 years later, just because of compound interest. The second sister wants to learn a little bit more about money. Maybe she's watching a YouTube video on financial literacy. Maybe she comes to an event like our Money 101 or Wine, Women, and Wealth, and she learns that over time, 8%, while not guaranteed, can likely be earned. And 8 goes into 72 9 times, so her money doubles every year. Let's take a quick aside right here. When I first heard this, I thought this is the easiest math problem after that 1 into 72 one. 4 goes into 8 twice. She's going to have twice as much money as her sister. Boy, was I wrong. because we start this up and in two doublings, she's already met her sister. She gets another doubling. That's my answer, but she's not at 65 yet. We double it again. She has $80,000 at 65. Now, just looking at these in a YouTube video, it doesn't seem like that much more money. But let's go forward to tomorrow morning and you go into work and your boss says, "You've been doing a great job. I want to give you a bonus. I can give you a $20,000 bonus or an $80,000 bonus." It's a lot more money, isn't it, when we think about it that way? Now, the third sister, she's the risky one. She said, "Hey, I know the stock market is like riding a roller coaster. We lost money in '01, '08, again in 2020, and again in 2022. But I've heard you can sometimes get 12% over a few years in the market. And you can at times. You've got to be ready for that roller coaster ride and lose way more than 12%. But 12 goes into 72 every 6 years. So her money starts doubling. At 53, she's far surpassed her first sister, caught up with her second sister, but you notice she has two more doublings. So it doubles to 320,000, a $300,000 difference from the sister with the money at 4% and four times as much as the sister at 8%. And notice I didn't go from 4 to 24 to 40. This shows a small change in interest rate can mean a lot of difference in how much money you have. So if you have some money sitting in the bank, maybe you owe it to yourself to learn about how to get 8% and maybe even 12% interest. How would you like it if I could guarantee you 18%? And I have to use the word guarantee carefully. But there are things out there that guarantee you 18%. I have a contract that guarantees me 17.9%. Pretty close to 18, right? You can't get much closer. And I have it. I looked at it just the other day again, and it is guaranteeing me 17.9% interest right now. So if we took 18 and divided it into 72, I'd have to click my mouse a lot of times for all the times it would double. It's going to end up doubling if we take it in there every 4 years. And it will end up being just over $2.5 million from 29 to 65. That's pretty good, isn't it? I guarantee you, you may already have it. I know I do because I told you about my 17.9 because it's one of these right here. It's a credit card, right? Let's bring Larry. He'll remind us what Albert Einstein said. Those who understand compound interest earn it. Those who don't will pay it. If we have people that we sit down with and we try to educate them about how money works and they have credit cards, some of them even are at 24% or closer to 30%. That money is doubling every 2 or 3 or 4 years. There's no way to win the money game if you're earning money in the bank like 1, 2, 3, 4%, or maybe even 8 or 12%, but paying it out at 18 or 24%. Remember those student loans that are starting to start requiring payments again? Some of those have pretty high interest rates as well. So we may need to take care of that credit card debt or student loan debt first. So hope you've enjoyed this. Hope you've learned a little bit about how compound interest works and have a great rest of your day.